we're back with another edition of the Rambling Men Sports Podcast. As always, Shane and James coming at you. We haven't talked in a while. We meant to podcast last week. I forget what ended up coming up. I think I forgot that time. But James, what's going on?
You know, man, it's Friday, so busy working and all that stuff. I'm about to just go home and relax for the whole weekend, so ready to talk some
I know why we didn't, because it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's what it was. I had
That's what it was. Yeah.
Misses.
Yep. So little bit to discuss, especially in the world of football. The big one, obviously, being the new CBA. The NFL owners approved it on Thursday. Went to the players, I should say, and who I think I don't know how it all works. There's a committee. There's an executive committee, and then it goes to the team reps, I think. And I believe the executive committee voted they would not recommend it. That doesn't mean that it's dead, but now it goes to the players who have already said they're not voting on it today. Not until whenever. I don't know. But have you gone over what all I've sent you, and that's in the new proposal?
So I looked at it, and I definitely understand most of it, and it does look pretty advantageous to both sides, but ultimately, man, I feel as though the NFL players just feel as though they've been, and we get it. I mean, there's an economical reason you can't just, there's an economical reason you can't just, give a bunch of guaranteed money to football players and stuff. But at the same time, they're, I get where they're coming from. They're putting their bodies on the line. I think lifetime insurance, a better lifetime insurance policy and all these things can be, improved and all that stuff. But ultimately, man, they're just going to have to pay these guys more money. You want them to play a 17th game and all that stuff. They're going to want a bigger revenue share. They're going to want better insurance. They're going to want maybe a better safety net for guaranteed money and things of this nature. Just there's a lot to meet on. And I ultimately think I have a hard time believing, and maybe this is just me being so in love with football that I don't want it to happen, but I have a really hard time believing there's going to be any game stoppages at all. There's just too much money to be made on each side, and we talked about this the other day in the sense that football player, I don't think the players have as much leverage as they think. No. because I mean, listen, man, yeah, they're going to lose a lot of money if you don't play, but dude, those old men can make money till the day they die. You're about 32, 33 years old.
I don't think they realize how good Roger Goodell is at making money. Say what you want to say about him. I think he can be an idiot. Although with this Rob Manfred news, I think it's coming out that he's really not that big of an idiot.
No, dude, and a lot of people really, really love Adam Silver, who I do think is a good commissioner because he's super woke and everything like that. He's not a great commissioner either, as good as people think he is. Roger Goodell is a great commissioner because he's willing to change, and he takes the heat, dude. He gets it everywhere he goes, no matter what, and he takes it right on the chin, and he's doing a good job. I think he's a great commissioner.
I don't know the exact number. When he inherited the NFL, I don't know what exactly they were making revenue-wise, but he always said his goal was to make $32 billion, and they're making that right now.
Yeah.
$32 billion in revenue sharing.
It's only going to get bigger.
Exactly. So. And so I'm going to go over the proposals real quick for those that aren't really in touch with it. The current CBA is it's revenue sharing. I don't know how much they give. I think they just allocate some of that $32 billion to, just sharing amongst the teams. I don't know how much that is. My math was around $6.5 billion, I think, is distributed amongst the teams, because that would equal out to a $200 million salary cap, which is what it's look like we're going to have this year.
Yeah.
But
what so now, isn't it like 189 or something?
No, it's going to be around 200 this year.
No, where was it this past year? I mean,
I think 189. It goes up about $10 million every year.
Yeah.
So the previous deal and for revenue sharing was 47% over the life of a 10-year deal. So that means it could have been 45 or 46 as long as it averaged out to about 47%. With this new proposal, it'll be a 1.5% upgrade in revenue sharing. So it'll be 1 for sure if they go to 16 games. So up to 48, which is about $2 to $3 billion. If they go to 17 games, it'll be closer to $5 or $6 billion, they've already said, just from that extra game. So that's $6 billion. 1.5% is close to $5 billion. Yeah. That's insane.
Yep.
That's insane. Something else I saw, they would make 48% minimum per year under a 16-game schedule. So the other one was over the life of a 10-year deal. This one, they would make at least 48% every single year in revenue sharing. So it's a significant increase, and it's a win for the players. They want a little bit more. I don't know how much. They want. I've seen tweets that they want 50-50. I'll tell you right now, 50-50 ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what it is in the NBA. That's what it is in the NHL. And I don't want to say that they're doing it wrong, but I just don't see the NFL giving them that kind of power.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
So, I mean, I would be fine with 51-49 and
so
if I were a player, but I don't know. There's something else I saw. There's also an increase in benefits, increase in player performance, I think, like allocating money. Changes to training camp, days off, and hours at the facility, stuff like that. They voted today to not recommend this to the 32 representatives. And if the proposal goes to those representatives sometime soon, they would need 11 votes to block the proposal. So not a ton of wiggle room. And they already, there were 11 members on that committee, and 6 voted no. So I just don't see the math adding up. Yeah.
It's getting scary, man. I really hope there's no stoppage.
And then obviously other stuff was a 14-team playoff, which I was actually surprised both sides really wanted. The players and the league wanted a 14-team playoff, expand it.
And I explained to you why, too, man. Like, think about how many teams...
After hearing it, I can get why they would want it, why the players would want it, because it gives them a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. And like I said, it gives you a realistic chance to win a Super Bowl. Because we talked about this. A 7 seed can beat a 1 seed. We just saw the Titans kick the shit out of the Ravens, 6 and a 1 seed. It's something that can happen in the NFL. So it's actually, if you expanded the NBA play, I already think the NBA playoffs are too big. Yes. If you expanded them, dude, it would be even more watered down. Because an A seed has never been. I don't think an A seed's ever been.
Yes, they have. I've seen at least 2.
Really?
I'm pretty sure the Sixers did it to the Bulls one time. I'm pretty sure the Grizzlies did it to the Spurs one year.
Well,
I think the Warriors did it to the. It's happened, but yeah, it hasn't happened for a while.
Yeah. Okay. But that was the only reason I didn't mind it. I wouldn't say it was like something that I would pick. Like if you said 6 teams in the playoffs or 7, which would you pick? I'd probably still go 6. But like I don't hate the rule at all. I don't like that they took away a bye from the 2 seed. But it's really the only way you can do it, unless you give byes to 3. No, you couldn't even do that. You would have to give the 1 seed 2 byes then. Mm-hmm. That would be the only way that would work.
That's too much time off. I wouldn't want that.
If anything, that'd be detrimental at that point. So, I don't know, man. It's not perfect, but ultimately they're going to do what's going to make more money. And Colin Cowherd said it, whether he's a little smug dickhead, but he literally was just like, "You're going to watch it. You're going to watch it."
I know. And I wasn't against that. A 17th regular season, which I did see today. I think I tossed around a theory to you that I thought that the 17th game would be for an international game for every opponent. I saw a tweet today that said it would not be an international game for every team. So I don't know how they would divvy that up. I guess some years you would have 9 road games and 9 home games. Just weird. But there would be a certain amount of international games played. So keep it at whatever it was. I think it was 8 this year, but so that's at least something. Yeah, like we were saying, I don't think the players have a ton of leverage here.
Not as much as
this league is gonna make billions of dollars without them.
Yeah. Yep.
As weird as it is to say, because like I turn it on and I love watching Aaron Rodgers play for Green Bay, but I'm gonna watch Green Bay regardless of who's playing quarterback and who's on the field. So
same. That's the fact.
What do you think? Do you think this gets done in a month? I mean, I know you're obviously no expert, but
no.
Yeah, I don't either. No. They'll keep negotiating. I think they're in a good spot. I mean, this is. I think I tweeted it at one point. I think this is a really good middle ground so far. This is like, hey, this is what we're willing to offer you. Players counter with something a little bit more extra. They meet in the middle. There's plenty of middle ground there.
Yeah, that's what negotiating is. So that's what I'm saying too.
I agree. So anything else you want to add on that? I think we shrink. No, I think I said shrink the postseason in the budget, but shrink the preseason to 3 games. I'd rather just go to 2 games. We don't even need the fucking preseason, but just go to 2 games and just incorporate an extra bye week. I don't know about you. I think I lost.
No, dude. with I would be single solitary preseason game, and I don't even think that's not like. I mean, I guess this was gonna say we didn't have them in high school, but I guess we did have images and stuff. But it's like
we had one.
I don't know, man.
We had one, and the coaches knew going in who was gonna be really good.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the way I look at it. Had a whole training camp. Do you really need 4 preseason games to figure out who's good on your team?
You know Aaron Rodgers is going to be your quarterback. You know, all these different stars are going to be on the team. I mean, I don't know.
Man, I'm not a preseason fan. Eliminate the whole thing, and I think most people would be very happy about it.
I would love it.
This is all.
I really would.
By the time the preseason rolls around, I'm so football starved that I watch it anyway. So they're
I know for sure. I do.
They're gonna play. They're gonna fucking play them, and I'm gonna watch. So.
I just got an alert here. NFLPA to vote on the CBA on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll know on Tuesday.
We'll at least have an idea of how far apart they are, because I don't think it's done, obviously. So
no.
We'll see.
There's plenty of middle ground here, like I said. I don't. If it like I said, 11 votes blocks it. If they're at 13, I think you feel pretty good. So
yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know. So other NFL offseason news. I think the biggest one, James, right? At least this week, is Greg Robinson and the Drew Brees news.
You said who? Robinson and the Drew Brees?
Sorry, Greg Robinson. Am I saying that right?
Is really, yeah, Greg Robinson.
Yeah, I thought so.
Drew Brees. Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, the Greg Robinson thing, I don't really have much to absolute run. I mean, dude, you're not going to get an ounce of pot through U.S. Customs, let alone an entire grown man's worth of weight of marijuana. Like, it's just,
the dude is 320 pounds. You're gonna you're gonna attract attention.
Dude, I don't even have nothing to say about it. Dude, some of these people just have absolutely no self-awareness, man. Like, dude, you're a tackle in the NFL. You're like the second high. Like, if you're any good, you're like the second highest paid player on the team. Like, what do you? Dude, they said the street value of that pot was like half. Like, dude, what was the benefit? Like, what were you actually getting out of it? You weren't making a bunch of money. It's pot. It's not like it's like Schedule 1 narcotic. I don't know, man. Like, not that would make it any better, but it's just like I could at least see like the risk involved for making millions of dollars. I don't know, man. Complete freak moron. He'll never play football again.
Nope.
He's going to go to jail for at least. He's going to go to jail for at least 3 or 4 years.
I know you are, and I'm pretty lenient on smoking weed. But
that's different.
But I know. But dude, 157 pounds. It's an illegal drug. If you had 1.57, I don't know how you even measure it because I don't smoke weed, but ounces, whatever it is, that's completely different than having 157 pounds of it.
Exactly. That's literally trafficking at that point. It's not even like, oh, I'm selling weed. Like, you're literally trafficking large quantities of drug. Like, dude, you're done. You're going to get a trafficking charge. You're going to get dude, he's going to go to jail for, dude, he might get like 5 to 10 years, bro. I know he's up to 20, but they never get the full thing. Like,
right.
He might actually get 5 to 10 years in like a federal prison. So he's done. His NFL career is over.
Yeah. He wasn't even that good to begin with.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he was a pretty high pick, but yeah, he very average player. Probably why he was trying to sell pot on the side to make money. I don't know. Whatever.
Who knows? I don't know. It's just a weird situation. But I really don't. Again, if it were just a little bit of weed, I'd be like, "What's the big deal?" But this is 157 pounds. It's an illegal drug. I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?"
Yeah, like Greg Robinson had a half ounce of pot at the airport that he smoked back when he came back from wherever he came. I'd be like, dude, he'd still play in the NFL again. He'd be the moron who got made fun of for a week on SportsCenter, and then he'd be playing this upcoming season after a little suspension. But, like, oh, my goodness. Bad accident over there. Hope everyone's okay. But, yeah, and the Drew Brees thing, man, dude.
I'll say it right now. Taysom Hill's gone if Drew Brees is back.
No, he's definitely gone. I don't know, because I think because Teddy Bridgewater's the one who's going to be gone.
Bridgewater's definitely gone. Depends on how much they pay Brees because they don't have the cap room for both.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I don't know. I see the Saints season going very similar to how it has been. They're going to be a really good team. They're probably going to win the South. I don't see them in the Super Bowl,
Yeah, Carolina's rebuilding. Tampa Bay, for now, doesn't have anything until they figure out their quarterback position. Atlanta's the biggest competition, and even then, I don't really buy it. I think that ship sailed.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I was about to just move on.
I was just gonna say the Falcons missed their window.
Yeah.
So a talent, but I don't think they're like enough in the NFC at all. So.
I still don't like you podcasting from your car, especially with the accident we had in NASCAR this week.
Hey, brother, I got eyes on the road. You're good.
Other offseason news, Stephon Diggs deletes everything Vikings on Instagram. I think that's very intriguing. Although, I think Julio Jones did the same thing a few years ago. He's still with the Falcons. Lions shopping around Darius Slay. Greg Olsen joins the Seahawks. And I know you're excited about the Redskins releasing Josh Norman.
Dude, Josh Norman is just... There's one of these things that they do in professional sports where it's like once you develop a name, like people just think you're good forever. And like, dude, Josh Norman actually has not been a good quarterback in like 4 years. Like,
he's good, but
I'm
yeah.
They got rid of him. I wouldn't touch him with a freaking 10-foot pole if I was the Eagles or any other team. Good player in my opinion. He's very handsy because he's not that fast. He's a good tackler, which. The fact he'll stick his nose in there, but I'm good on Josh Norman. I just don't think he's that good of a player, and he's definitely not worth the contract that he got. I think I don't know. He played his mind out in Carolina and just took the money, and I don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't been as productive. He got that after he was like all pro, one of the best corners in the game after 2015, and he hasn't lived up to it. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely not. No.
What do you think about any of these other things? I mean, I don't think Greg Olsen going to the Seahawks is a very big deal. I don't think he's that good anymore.
I think the fact that they can run some two tight ends sets now and have Chris Carson and Lockett and DJ Metcalf out there, I think their 12 personnel is going to look pretty damn good, to be honest with you, especially the fact now that they have an extra blocker on the field for the fact that they pound the damn rock so much. I honestly think it is a pretty significant deal. Greg Olsen is definitely not done, especially if he doesn't have to be the guy. I mean, he's probably going to be the number 2 there, to be honest. Correct?
I know they really like Disley, who got hurt in the regular season last year, so who knows? But
yeah, Disley's a very good tight end, so. I think it's significant. I do think the Seahawks are building a half-decent team down there. I think they're one of those, we're going to go all in, so we're going to get some older free agents who are still pretty good. So I actually really like that signing. I thought the Patriots were going to sign them.
Yeah, so did I.
So, but...
Patriots, I'll say right now, I don't know. I really don't know. I've gone from Brady might be gone to there's no way he's leaving to now I'm back to he very well might be gone because they don't have the money to give him what he wants.
Yeah, I don't think he
not like in his salary. I mean, help. He wants help around him, and they don't have money for it.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I don't think they even have a second-round draft pick either. So it's like, and the crazy thing is they're probably going to use their number 1 on a quarterback. So it's like he's really not going to be getting help. I don't know, man. That's going to be rough. I just don't see. First of all, who's going to want Tom Brady?
Well, Oakland's prepared to offer him $30 million.
And I know, but it's like, is he going to go to Oakland?
That's what I was thinking about. At the end of the day, what teams out there can give you what New England is offering you? A chance to be really good. Go to you win your division every year.
I legitimately think only one team makes sense for every side, and I definitely wouldn't do this if I was Tom or the Cowboys. But I think the Cowboys are legitimately the only team that makes any type of sense.
They don't have any playmakers outside of Zeke.
They have Zeke and Amari.
Amari's a free agent, and they can't afford him.
They're going to sign him. Yeah,
no, they're not.
Bro, I pray to Jesus Christ himself that they don't re-sign Amari Cooper.
They won't be able to, not if they pay Tom Brady $30 million.
Well, they're going to pay Dak $35.
Exactly. So then they can't afford Amari Cooper even more.
Bro, I hope you're right. Dak and Amari will be Cowboys at the end of this year, though. I'm pretty sure.
I will be shocked if they land both. Shocked.
Let me put it this way: if Amari Cooper leaves the Cowboys, he will be a Philadelphia Eagle the day it's official. He's not a Cowboy. The Eagles will give him $19 million.
I saw today where Alshon Jeffrey is welcoming a trade.
Bro, they're going to have to package a pick with. Dude, they're going to have to give Alshon Jeffrey and like a fourth-round pick for like a seventh to get rid of him, which is unfortunate. But they're going to do it to get rid of all the dead money because they'd have like $15 million in dead money if they keep him. I don't know, man. That was one of Howie Roseman isn't the best personnel guy, but what he's amazing at is contracts and restructuring and just the salary cap. That was one of the few very bad contracts I can remember. Getting extensions. He just gave Alshon an extension that was very backloaded, and now we're eating crow on that one very badly. So, but I want him out of there, man. I appreciate Alshon for the Super Bowl run, man. But dude, you can't be unproductive and talk shit on your franchise quarterback. Like,
is he the one that's been talking shit about Carson Wentz?
Dude, everyone knows it was him. Like, it's not like official, but like everyone.
Because I still haven't watched the All or Nothing yet. Is it pretty obvious from that?
No, I wouldn't say that. The reason everybody knows it's him is because Josina Anderson and Alshon Jeffrey are extremely, extremely close, and she's the one who's dropped every single one of these statements. So
okay.
That's one reason, and then obviously like they pretty much knew for a fact the season before that he liked Nick Foles more and all this shit. So I don't know, man. It's just, dude, listen, I don't care how much shit you talk as long as you're performing. But dude, if you're hurt all the time and you can't get on the field and do anything when you're there, dude, just leave. I don't care. I'd eat the dead money if I was them at this point. Just leave. Go to a shitty franchise and go, finish your career. I'm done with them. I really am.
You got anything else, NFL?
Let me see. Who do you think the Packers are drafting?
Combine's next week. I'll know more then.
Yeah, good point.
I think it's going to be a pass catcher. A tight end, wide receiver. I think it's going to be a pass catcher. Or an offensive lineman. I'm not sure we're bringing back Brian Bulaga.
It might be Brandon Ayuk from Arizona State.
It's a deep wide receiver class. I don't really care. I think you're getting a playmaker win the first 3 rounds if you draft a wide receiver.
Agreed.
So XFL, we meant to talk about this last week. That's why I have my hat on. XFL, very successful first weekend. I think close to about 3.3 million people watched it. I watched the second weekend, wasn't as into it, but they have an issue, James, and you DM me about it, is the quarterback play. The quarterback play has not been very good.
Man, that's just the way. Dude, people will watch football. It's, you know what I mean? Like, football is football, but great QB play is what makes football, like, the most popular sport in the entire country like it is today. And I knew as soon as I started watching the AAF, because I was really excited about the AAF. I'm like, dude, if you can give me football year-round, like, I will watch that shit. But I just sat there and I go,
Dang
like, 20... They're just... It's hard to be a productive... I mean, think about it. The linemen... It's hard to explain, man. Like, the linemen aren't going to be able to block as well because, like, lineman play is already down across the board because of they're playing spread in college now. So it's like nobody can block. It's like, yeah, you're going to have great playmakers. Like, you're going to have a bunch of undrafted in the NFL wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, linebackers, corners, safeties, that can even D linemen that can do stuff. But it's like, dude, the quarterbacks are just not going to be good enough to make it a product that everyone wants to watch every week. And seems like that's what's coming to fruition right now. I hope we can get cleaned up a little bit, man, but that's just, I think that's the limitation of trying to create a second league for football, man. There's just not going to be enough good quarterbacks, and that's what people want to watch, truly. So I don't know, man.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Cardell Jones looks really good. PJ Walker is very good. So they have 2 good ones right now. I'm sure they'll go to the NFL at some point. But yeah, the rest of the league is not very good. I'll tell you where they can possibly fix this, James. Is one, going after veterans in the more veterans in the NFL.
Yeah.
Backups who would be willing to take either a pay cut to get an opportunity to start, or just do it for, as their catchphrases, for the love of the game.
Yeah.
And just play. Or they start poaching young college quarterbacks.
That's what I was going to say.
And I'm not sure I would hate that. I would not hate watching Trevor Lawrence play for the Tampa Bay Vipers or whatever.
Yeah, it really would.
And
it would be.
I think I texted you about it. I wouldn't hate it if they just pluck these, first round players who want to get money. Hey, come to the XFL for a year or two, play for us, make some decent money. I mean, the average player I think in the XFL is making $75,000. That's good money.
Yeah, for a college kid who's broken is
You know what I would give to make $75,000 right now? I'd give a pinky, like a finger or my testicles, something for $75,000.
Don't give a pinky for $75,000.
Hold on, let me see what I'm making right now on a yearly basis. First of all, I'm making just over $22,000. So I would take 75 in a heartbeat.
I'm doing decent. I wouldn't take that for my pinky.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm making less than that. I'm part time. I'm thinking full time.
I damn sure wouldn't be able to.
I'm making less than $20,000.
Hurts, man. Hurts.
You're telling me. But yeah. Anyway, I wouldn't hate it if the XFL. I think it might be a problem, and I don't know if Oliver Luck will want to rub the NCAA this way, since he used to work for them. But he might just start being like, you know what, we need playmakers, so I'm just going to start taking these, top 10 picks and add them to my league. Part of what made the USFL so successful when it was around was they had Reggie White, Jim Kelly, and these Hall of Fame players. And I think that's what the XFL is going to have to start doing. And it's gonna get really weird with the whole name, image, likeness thing with the NCAA too. If they're not satisfied with how much money they're making from that, they might jump ship to the XFL. Who knows? So,
very true.
But update: Defenders, Roughnecks are at 2-0, and then the Vipers and Wildcats are 0-2. Then Battlehawks, Guardians, Dragons, and Renegades are both at 1-1. A lot of football left to be played. I'm looking forward to it. What's that?
How many weeks is XFL?
10. 10 regular season, then 2 postseason. No bye weeks.
I like that.
You got anything else before final thoughts?
No, sir.
All right, I got some final thoughts then.
Okay.
Look, I understand what is going on in baseball. I understand that the Houston Astros have cheated. I am not defending them whatsoever, but I am tired of hearing every single fucking baseball player bitch about it. I don't know about you, James. I'm tired of it. You want to talk to the Yankees? Fine. Astros beat the Yankees in the playoffs to win a World Series. You want to talk to the Dodgers? Fine. The Astros beat them in the World Series. Whatever. I don't need to hear from Nick Markakis, an outfielder for the Atlanta Braves who doesn't even play the Houston Astros, his opinion. And I swear to God, if I hear one more opinion from LeBron James about anything outside of basketball, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I about lost it when I saw him tweet out something about the Houston Astros and how that wouldn't fly in the NBA or some bullshit. And I was like, if I only gave a rat's ass what LeBron James thought outside of basketball. I don't give a shit. And the fact that he thinks I give a shit makes me even more furious. I'm sorry.
No, bro, believe me, I completely agree with you. I get it though, dude, because cheating is one thing, and it's like I see that it's been caught cheating before. Like if you remember, like the Falcons got caught like pumping music into their
That's
stadium
not
and all
cheating.
that,
That's, I mean,
well, not or pumping like extra crowd. Like I'm just saying, like no, but there's things like that where you can be like, oh, they bent the rules, and it's like whatever, dude. Like, but it's like, dude, the Astros literally cheated to a player getting an MVP and winning a World Series. Like, dude, this is the way you have to look at it. The entire the entire 2019 season basically was completely pointless, and it's like when you look at it like that,
they didn't even win. They didn't win. They lost in the World Series.
No, all right. I mean 2017.
Okay, there you go.
But like, it's just like it's crazy, man. Because it's like, dude, they actually cheated their way to a championship, and it's I don't know, man. I think it's just I've already told you this. I think it's the most egregious like cheating that I've ever seen because it got them to the highest point. And I heard Colin Cowherd like until a point. I saw people shitting on him until a point. I actually agreed with him. He was like, dude, you're not going to tell me that steroids wasn't his biggest. Because steroids, he was like, dude, people were doing that on every team for across like 15 decades. People were hitting like.
I actually agree with that. There were probably, there were a lot more players taking steroids.
This is what he said. He was like, he basically was like, dude, I don't want to hear from the Yankees because you guys won 5 World Series in the steroid era.
Yep.
Explain that to me, because I know half your team was juicing, if not all of them were juicing.
A lot of guys were juicing.
And dude, that's where I was like, that's where I wholeheartedly agree. I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear the fucking Yankees telling me about how something's unfair. Dude, you have 27 championships. Dude, count to 27 real quick and imagine having that many championship rings.
I only know of 5 before like the 20s, so.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, dude, give me a break. Like, I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's just like, dude, those guys. Baseball is like basically a year-round sport for them. They have to play so much, and it's just like sitting there like, damn, dude, I did all that work to get like. I mean, dude, they knew what fucking pitches were coming, dude. That is just like the most egregious shit in the world, dude.
No,
like,
I agree with you. This is the most egregious thing I've seen in professional sports. Like Belichick, I mean, what he has done. I know he's been accused of cheating in the past. That's really not. Everybody is stealing tape or something. I mean, he's just getting a competitive advantage. He's in that gray area. This is egregious. I know what's happening. This is playing poker and and having extra cards underneath the table.
Exactly. It is, dude. It is, and it's just.
I don't know what baseball was supposed to do because, like, dude, this has never really been done before.
And I know it's such a hard, like, it's unprecedented, so it's hard to do. I would just, dude. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Dang it,
should not play this entire season. Carlos Correa should not play this whole. Alex Bregman, George Strait. Those players should not play this whole season.
I don't have an issue with that. They should have gotten some sort of suspension.
I said, dude, suspend every single one of those players, and you know what? Bring up your AAA to fill up the field then. I don't give a shit. But the Astros should have to suspend every single person that was on their team that's still there between 2017 and 2019. And, dude, bring up your farm system then and win 30 games this year. I don't give a shit.
I agree. I think that their punishment was very... In the moment, I was kind of, I didn't really pay attention to it that much. So I was like, oh, a $5 million fine, loss of a draft pick. I'm like, that's kind of harsh, whatever. But then I start looking into it. Then you see the video of Jose Altuve saying, like, don't tear my shirt off because they assume he was wearing a wire. No one really knows, though. But I agree. I think that their punishment was a very slap on the wrist. And Rob Manfred should have punished them more. But now we're getting to the point. It's been weeks of this. Nothing's going to change. I'm tired of people complaining about it. Just shut up and play ball.
They do need to vacate that championship, though.
Come on. That's not going to change people's minds.
It doesn't, dude, it doesn't matter. They should not be, somebody should not be able to look back in a history book and see 2017 World Series champs Houston Astros. I'm not saying give it to the Dodgers. That's stupid. That is stupid. Because it's like, you didn't win. Like, I'm sorry the other team cheated, but, like, you're not the champion. But it should be vacated. It should be nobody won this year. The team that won cheated. Period.
I'll say this if, what's his name? Who? No. Former baseball player.
Pete Rose.
Roger Maris. Thank you. Although that's a better one. Roger Maris has to go in the books with an asterisk by his name because he hit more home runs than Babe Ruth, only because he had a longer season.
Yeah.
Then the Houston Astros should have an asterisk by their name.
Dude, the asterisk is already there, whether they put it or people just know that it's there. I mean, bro, fucking asterisk. If you put an asterisk next to maybe a Patriots Super Bowl during Deflategate or not Deflategate, not Bountygate, the fucking
Spygate.
Spygate.
By the way, can we quit calling stuff Gates?
Gates, but yeah. So it's like I don't know, man. It is annoying to hear about it all the time, but it's because it's spring training. Baseball's about to be here, and that's the biggest story. You know, baseball's like desperate to get some buzz around their sport.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It's negative press,
and it is. I mean, people are talking about baseball. Baseball would love to have this, but I'm on a 24-hour cycle, and I'm tired of hearing about it.
And Cowher made another good point. He said, "Dude, that's just another villain for the MLB." And he said, "Watch, I guarantee the Houston Astros games like double this year."
Probably.
People will turn on those games to watch them get plunked.
Yeah,
he's right.
83.5. I'm taking the over on that. I might be 83.5 times.
I said the same thing because they were sitting there like, well, you'll get suspended if you throw out the batter on purpose, and they know. And I'm like, dude, it's a 162 game season. They will take a suspension to do that shit. I'm telling you, they do
That's
not
the way
care.
baseball is.
It's not football where it's like every single game is so important. If you lose, will be the difference between you getting in the playoffs and not. It's like, dude, they'll take it. And I think it will cool down as the season goes. I don't think in game 145 they're still going to be plunking the Astros. But dude, this first month is going to be bad, dude. Yeah. There's going to be brawls. There's going to be fights. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be benches clearing fights.
I agree.
Guaranteed.
What do you think? So let's go ahead and we're not going to give predictions, obviously, until spring training is over. But how do you feel about baseball? Who do you like right now?
This season coming up, dude, how do you not like the Dodgers? I mean, they have a super team. They literally have an all-star team, but it's like, who knows? I do think it's gonna be Dodgers Yankees in the World Series, in my opinion.
Probably. I don't see. I wouldn't be shocked if the Astros missed the playoffs. I think they got too much going on, too much surrounding them. Dude, Dusty Baker's a moron too, and he's their manager now. So I don't know. I could see them missing the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, and. It's just, dude, the Yankees and the Dodgers have such a far and away best roster besides the Astros in the league that it's just like it's not even going to be fair, man. The Astros picked up Garrett Cole the Yankees picked up Garrett Cole and they won 7 games, and the freaking Dodgers picked up Mookie Betts and David Price and they won 100+ games last year. It's like I don't know, man. That's why, dude, baseball is my first love. I just don't even like it anymore, man, because it's very NBA-ish to me. It's just like, all the good players are going to go to one team. Everybody ends up a fucking Yankee at some point, and I hate that. It's like everyone ends up a Laker. It's just like, dude, I love the fact that the Chiefs just won a Super Bowl. Like, the Chiefs can win a Super Bowl if they draft a good quarterback. Like, dude, the Suns aren't ever going to win an NBA championship again. The Kings aren't going to. Nobody wants to play there. You're going to draft a good rookie. He's going to play out his contract and leave and go to the fucking Lakers or the Warriors or one of those fucking teams. And it's just that's why I love football, man.
We'll call that your final thoughts.
Yes, that is my final thought.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
I don't have anything else. So always good talking to you.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Yep, absolutely.